There's a palpable sense of anticipation, a crackling in the air, as this 18-year-old phenomenon takes his place among the seasoned warriors of the game. You can see it in his eyes, the mix of steely determination and boyish wonder. He knows this is his moment, his canvas, and he is ready to paint his masterpiece. With the first touch of the ball, you see the elegance, the control, the raw, unrefined brilliance. He moves like poetry in motion, a symphony of skill and instinct. The crowd gasps as he glides past defenders with the ease of a veteran, each step a test.
When I think about where it all started, it's hard to believe where I am today. I'm Oz, and this is my story. Raw, unfiltered, and unapologetically real. Born and raised in a gritty working-class neighborhood, life was all about making ends meet. My dad was a factory worker slogging away every day to put food on the table. My mom, the heart and soul of our home, kept everything together. We didn't have much, but what we lacked in material wealth we made up for with love and resilience. Football was my escape. The narrow streets of our neighborhood were my first playground. Picture this: a bunch of kids, dirty and barefoot, chasing a tattered old ball. That was my childhood, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. The adrenaline rush of scoring a goal, the high fives, the laughter, it was pure, unadulterated joy. I lived for those moments. Every morning I'd wake up at the crack of dawn, eager to play. School? Yeah, I went, but my mind was always on football. My dad noticed my obsession early on. After his long shifts, he'd watch me play, pride gleaming in his tired eyes. My mom, ever the cheerleader, would encourage me to chase my dreams, no matter how wild they seemed. Their belief in me was the fuel that kept my fire burning. Recognizing my potential, my parents made incredible sacrifices. Despite our financial struggles, they scraped together enough to buy me my first pair of football boots. I can still remember the smell of new leather and the overwhelming pride I felt lacing them up for the first time. They also managed to enroll me in a local youth academy. It was a big deal, a huge financial strain, but they believed in me. They saw something in me that I hadn't yet seen in myself. The academy was a whole new world. The coaches were tough, the drills were intense, and the competition was fierce. But I thrived. The discipline, the structure, it was exactly what I needed. I quickly became known as the kid who wouldn't quit, the one who'd stay behind after everyone else had left. Perfecting my technique, pushing my limits. The academy became my second home, and my teammates, my second family. My coaches recognized my dedication and started giving me more responsibilities. I became the captain of my age group, a leader both on and off the field. My skills improved rapidly. I was fast, agile, and had an uncanny ability to read the game. My coaches began to notice my potential, and soon I was playing against older, more experienced players. Every match was a learning experience, a chance to prove myself. I was hungry, and I devoured every opportunity. Life at the academy was no walk in the park. The coaches were brutal, demanding nothing less than perfection. Every day was a test of skill, endurance, and mental fortitude. The drills were relentless: dribbling, shooting, passing, tactical sessions that left me gasping for air. But I loved it. I thrived on the pressure, the competition. The other kids? They were good, but I was different. I had something to prove. I quickly made a name for myself. They called me the street kid because of my raw, unpolished style. But that street style was my secret weapon. I was fast, agile, and could read the game like a seasoned pro. My reflexes were sharp, honed by years of dodging potholes and older kids trying to knock me down. And when I played like my life depended on it, because it did. By the time I was 12, I was dominating every game. My performances were electric. I wasn't just a player, I was a phenomenon. Hat tricks became my calling card, and assists were just another part of my repertoire. The older kids, they didn't stand a chance. I outpaced them, outplayed them, outsmarted them. I was the kid who stayed behind after everyone else had gone home, perfecting my craft, pushing my limits. Every match was a showcase of my talent, a statement of my intent. Scouts began to flock to our games, whispers of my name spreading through the football world. Then came the game that changed everything. It was a match against our biggest rivals, and the stands were packed. Scouts from top clubs were in the audience, their eyes scanning for the next big thing. The pressure was immense, but I thrived on it. As the whistle blew, I felt a rush of adrenaline. This was my moment. The game was fierce, with both teams battling for control. I was in my element, darting past defenders, weaving through the opposition like they were standing still. Then about 30 minutes in, I saw my chance. A perfect pass from a teammate landed at my feet. I took a quick touch to control the ball, and without hesitation, I blasted it into the top corner. The net rippled, the crowd roared, and I felt a surge of euphoria. One goal down, but I wasn't done. The opposition tried to rally, but we held them off. Just before halftime, I found myself in a similar position. This time, I didn't even need to think. I took the shot, and the ball curved beautifully past the goalkeeper's outstretched hands. 2 goals. The crowd went wild. I was on fire, and there was no stopping me. The rest of the game was a blur. We won, of course, but all I could think about were those 2 goals. As I walked off the pitch, drenched in sweat and grinning from ear to ear, I spotted a man approaching me. He introduced himself as a scout from Notts County. My heart skipped a beat as he handed me his card and said they wanted to see me for a trial. That game was my turning point. It was the moment the world started to take notice. I went home that night, clutching the scout's card, my parents beaming with pride. Their sacrifices, their unwavering belief in me, it was all paying off.
Okay. I just want to take this moment to acknowledge the new faces who are joining the first team today. Compete and give your all, and you will make your case for the upcoming match. Bienvenidos.
The day started like any other. I was at training, pushing myself as usual when the coach called me over. "You're in the squad for tomorrow's match," he said, with a look that blended seriousness and encouragement. My heart skipped a beat. This was it, the moment I had been dreaming of since I first kicked a ball in those dusty streets. Then it happened. The 59th minute. The coach turned to me and nodded. "You're going in." My heart raced as I stripped off my tracksuit, my body tingling with anticipation. I was subbed in as a forward, my role clear: create chances, change the game. I stepped onto the pitch, the noise of the crowd washing over me like a tidal wave. My teammates gave me quick nods and pats on the back. I took my position and waited for the referee's whistle to resume play. This was it, my moment to shine. The ball came to me quickly. My first touch was solid, my pass crisp. I could feel the eyes of everyone in the stadium on me, but I thrived under the pressure. I started to find my rhythm, weaving through defenders, making sharp, precise passes. I could see the respect in my teammates' eyes growing with each play. Around the 70th minute, I saw an opening. I received the ball near midfield and took off. I dodged one defender, then another. The goal was in sight. I could hear the crowd's roar rising, feel the anticipation building. I struck the ball with power and precision. It sailed through the air, curving beautifully, only to be tipped over the bar by the goalkeeper. A gasp echoed through the stadium. So close, but not close enough. Undeterred, I continued to press. I was everywhere, tracking back to defend, darting forward to attack. I connected well with my teammates, setting up chances, keeping the pressure on the opposition. I could sense the defenders growing wary, their eyes constantly flicking towards me, anticipating my next move. Another chance came in the 80th minute. I received a perfect through ball, split the defense with a deft touch, and found myself one-on-one with the keeper. I struck the ball low and hard, aiming for the bottom corner. The keeper guessed right and made a miraculous save. Frustration threatened to creep in, but I pushed it aside. This was my debut, and I was determined to leave my mark. The minutes ticked by, each one a testament to my relentless effort. We continued to battle, but the final whistle blew with the scoreline unchanged. We hadn't won, and I hadn't scored. But as I walked off the pitch, sweat-soaked and breathless, I felt a sense of pride. I had shown my worth, demonstrated my skills, and earned my place among the pros. My debut was a beginning, not an end. It was a promise to myself and to everyone who had believed in me that I would continue to fight, to improve, to chase greatness.